Okay, I am standing across 8th Avenue looking at the Port Authority bus terminal. This is their main Midtown location. There is another Port Authority bus terminal located near the George Washington Bridge, but this is the main central hub. And so this one just got approved December 4th, really, what made it official. Basically a massive upgrade. A massive renovation. The entire thing is it's not really a renovation, but it's essentially gonna get demolished, and they're gonna make way for this beautiful train bus terminal. It's not a train station. This is a tremendous upgrade. This bus terminal, New Yorkers I think have been, and mainly New Jersey residents who come here and commute, have been wanting it to be renovated, demolished for years. But finally, we've gotten some deals going through. I know during 2015, there was some slight optimism where people started submitting, I guess they held like a competition where people started submitting proposals for design ideas. But I think that was mainly just for the sake of having a competition to compare ideas for architects and engineers. But this one is real. And from the renders, I'm going to post some of the renders here. You could see this thing looks absolutely amazing. I think the design language, the ribbons of steel, or it even looks like some chrome on there. This chrome look, it looks really nice. I really like the design language. I was always worried that they might just try to make the most cost-effective station by just building a glass box and calling it a station. But I think they really are taking the care to making this thing look nice. And in twofold. I think first thing is, this thing is located literally an avenue away from Times Square, and it's not a good look. I mean, there's still some billboards here that stretch, so I guess you can call this an extension of Times Square. But the fact that this building sits where it is, this close to Times Square, it is not a good look. And I think by renovating it and adding more internal shops, I think it'll invite more people here. But of course, the main benefactors will be the New Jersey residents who come through here, and some Philly residents, some Pennsylvania residents that come through here as well. I believe some buses that go out to Pennsylvania come through here, but they will be the main benefactors. And so the main engineer or the architect company will be Foster and Partners. This is a famous company. They did a lot of work in New York City, even in the World Trade Center. I guess that's what they're most known for. So it'll be done in 2 phases. The first phase will really focus on just renovating the bus routes. So they're going to demolish a section where the buses go through, or they might even build over. I don't think they're going to demolish anything in phase 1. They're just going to expand. And so the idea is they're going to start building over streets. There's a street that's across the street from here. It's not a numbered street. I think it's called, let me see if I can find the name of it. Dial Street, or Dial, DY something. But essentially, it's going to go across the street from here, and they're building over the street. Now, I'm going to put a segment here. This middle portion here will, you can see this one kind of goes over the street. The street sort of goes through the center of the terminal, and of course I think once construction starts, this street will get closed down temporarily. But because there's no room to really build, you're sort of surrounded by highways from the Lincoln Tunnel, and then you also, I guess just for the sake of getting the project approved, they didn't want to have to deal with having to buy any property that's not already owned by the Port Authority. So the fact that they're not building over the streets is kind of interesting. So they're sort of buying, in a way, air rights over the streets. And it'll be interesting to see if this is a theme that gets passed on to other projects where they actually build over streets. I know during like the early 30s, 40s, some buildings had these overpasses that connected them, and they sort of went out of style, or I don't know if there might have been some regulatory restrictions that sort of started limiting them. But it's cool to see buildings over streets. I guess that's how much precious space here is here in New York City is, that you're gonna have to start building over streets. But phase 2 is really where the main commuter section of the station will get built. They're gonna demolish it and renovate, essentially rebuild it from scratch. So they're focusing on having an alternative staging area. So that's what phase one is having an area where the buses can park and what have you. So it'll be interesting to see if, I think for the period where this thing gets demolished and where construction begins on it, they might have passengers just get dropped off on the street, so they might not actually have a terminal to use, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on that. So I never finished my second point. The first point I said that it's next to Times Square and having a nice station here will look good. But another thing is, this is 8th Ave, and 8th Ave has a reputation of kind of being not not Manhattan's best avenues, I guess, south of 59th Street. There's a lot of, homeless that like to hang around here. A lot of drug use. A lot of people on drugs like to hang around here. And overall, the 8th Avenue just kind of feels a little bit run down compared to other avenues, especially the section between, 23rd and 42nd. It definitely, when you're walking by, there's a bunch of older stores. There's not many new developments around. And so it definitely feels a little bit run down. And I think one New York City councilman said that largely it had to do with this bus terminal that sort of stuck out as a thorn and prohibited people from wanting to develop around here, because nobody wants to be near a bus terminal that they don't use, right? This is only for New Jersey residents, so being close to this bus terminal won't provide you any, it doesn't give you any advantages in terms of transit options. But if they do renovate this thing, or when they do, so it's not a matter of if anymore, it's when they do, given the access to all the new high-end stores inside, I think there's going to be a food hub. It'll actually make this area more desirable now, and developers are actually going to want to come and build here. So it'll be interesting to see how this area develops as a result of this. And many developers might even come in before the construction officially starts to front run the development. So this is an update of the bus, the Port Authority bus terminal here, located essentially between 40th and 42nd. 41st kind of goes through it. So really exciting news for, I think, mainly the people that have to go through it every single day.